I know this looks familiar, and you might have been struggling with this issue for a while. Probably been your past life, and you still haven't found any solution to actually get past this because it's just a huge challenge that you can't find way to accomplish in your life. But here today, my friend, I would like to share some experience with you. I would like you to learn something from here today throughout this session. I want to provide the most value from me and from my expertise and from my experience towards stop thinking and start doing. You know, a lot of time in life, we try to do this, do that, but we have so much reasoning excuse that is stopping us. But hey, my friend, I'm here with you. I've been through these struggles. I know how it feels. I've been through so much pain to the point where I felt like the whole world left me. It was just me, myself. It was some point in my life, my family did not even support me because of the stuff I was doing. It just seemed ridiculous in a regular middle class working family that I want to make something to make a change. I want to make like a revolution. I didn't want to just simply find a simple job and had a good security. I wanted more. I wanted a challenging life. And that's what I always ask for. But in a traditional middle class income family, there was no resource like that. No one mindset was thinking like that. Everyone thought it was going to be a risk just for maybe not attending a college, not finding a secure job, not having enough education simply. But guess what? Your life is your choice. You make your own decision. But whether how you make your decision, you have to start. You have to start doing it. You can't be great if you don't start doing something. You can be great at a lot of things, but one thing you have to be start to be great. A lot of people are great in a lot of stuff, in a lot of subject, but one thing that is stopping them is actually starting that subject. You might have the potential talent that haven't even discovered yet by any chance, but you're scared to start to take the action. You're always scared to give it the first try. Like I've seen so many people around, like I once taught people younger age to write an essay. Simple as that. I mean, you probably have struggled with writing an essay as well. So do I. Whenever that long essay come down with that rubric and everything, I mean, having a rubric for you is already, you should be grateful for it. You already know how you should go, what direction you should be going, how would it be graded. But a lot of time, when you're given a piece of blank paper, how would you start? A lot of people struggle because they don't know what to write. They're afraid if they do this, that might be wrong. They do that, that might not be correct. But guess what? You just have to simply give it the first try. When you first give that first try, you start writing something. You have something on the paper. That's how you make something out of nothing. When you finally have some notes on the paper, you could begin to adjust and improve from it. That doesn't mean your first try have to be perfect because no one asks for perfectness on the first try, right? You may have higher standard for yourself, and different people among us is like different. We all have different standard. But one thing we all need to do is to start. If you don't start writing on that paper, there won't be any standard. There won't be any result. There won't be any improvement because there's nothing to improve on. You need to simply have something on your first try so you could simply fail more. You do it over and over and over again. You might fail over and over and over again. You might fail so many times, but guess what? That one time, that's all you need. That's all you need to give it that first try. So you actually start off from somewhere. If you never give that first try, how you think you would improve and change from it? And that is just one simple example. And even in business, with an entrepreneurial mindset, I know there's a lot of disagreement and hate, even within myself. When I first started my first business with partnership, my parent telling me to stop doing that, that is just ridiculous. You don't have the money, you don't have the people, you're not capable of even handling school, which they have absolutely no clue about because We stop having report card. Simple as that. But guess what? Who know yourself the best? You. You and yourself. You know yourself the best. So my friend, if you know yourself the best, why would you get judged by someone and not able to give it a first try? My first try in business career, it wasn't as successful. But before I even started a business, I had to go to get a job. I had multiple different jobs. I give it a try. I give it a try in all different industry. I just want to see how it is. When I first started, it was during COVID. I was working at like a mask factory. We were having like mask design, packaging, and everything. I learned the basic fundamental. I learned how teamwork are made, how workers are working with together, having plans, and you're doing a certain goal, reaching a certain goal in a certain amount of time. But even just that, my parent would disagree with me that I should go out looking for a job. I should just read book instead, do the studying, what the teacher assigned, learn beyond what the school provide, like learning higher level education class. So my parents expect me to learn college stuff back in high school. I mean, it worked in some way if I really want to get into Ivy League, but for me, it didn't make any sense. So I did give my first try going out to get a job, and then I went for starting a business with partnership. And when I mean starting a business, like think about starting business at a young age. No one want to trust you. You're so young to the point where it look like what you say it sounds stupid. You have no knowledge. You have no expertise. You have no education. You have no background. You have no experience. But guess what? Knowledge, you can learn those stuff anytime. You don't have to go to high school to learn. You don't have to go to college to learn. If you want to learn, you will find way. It's that simple. The only time we have to go to a certain place to learn is because we are forced to. It's that simple. A lot of people go to college not because they want to, because their parents force them to. And they don't even know what they want to do. So my friend, I want you to figure out what you want to really do and make that decision and follow with it. You have to have trust in yourself. You have to believe yourself by giving that first try. So I have to find a partnership because I have to find someone that could able to speak for me, meanwhile having trust for me. So I didn't end up making a lot of money, but I gained so much experience. Making money isn't all about that at the end of the day. It's all about building a brand relationship and your experience and your expertise. If you never gave that first try, how will you start? A lot of people would judge me how like, why would you start business this young? You have no money. Like my parents even tell me, you have no fun to start. You have nobody that knows you. How do you think you're gonna start business? You have so many competition out there. But guess what? I give it my first shot. I give it my first try. Even though I'm still on my way making it, I'm still trying my best to figure out everything. But at least I give it my try. At least I started doing something. I started taking action rather than what they do. They go to a 9 to 5. I mean, no disrespect in them. I respect them because they have to make a living for me, which is reasonable. But when I have the opportunity, I will give that first try. I will want to take advantage of that. I simply take that first try. I started my business. Okay, first time didn't work. Okay, next time I go again. It's that simple. And even in business, a lot of time it's like in a relationship. You don't jump around in different industry. You don't always be chasing this, chasing that. You simply give that first try on that first industry. If you feel like it's working or not, you give it another shot and you see how it is. You feel it. You put yourself in that position. You simply have to work, 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 work. No result, but you know you're a little bit better. And you keep doing repeatedly doing the same thing. Work, 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 no result, but you're a little bit better. And then work, work, work. You might get that one lucky shot and you're making it, boom. And you start from there and you go literally exponential growth. It's that simple. But by here, I don't mean like overnight success. Those are rarity. And a lot of time it doesn't exist and it will put you in a bad situation. Next is procrastination. Procrastination have a very strong connection correlating to this stop thinking and start doing. A lot of time we procrastinate too much simply because we want to get into the mood of working. But one productivity hack here is that instead of trying to get into the mood of working, have yourself just take a break from it. Just get off of that topic. Go on a break and go back on it when you're full energy. What I mean by this is that when people do a lot of things, they do it with negative attitude. They do it with negative positivity, which don't even allow them to have any improvement to do because they're simply just going over the process, just getting over it. Simply going to class. I have 8 a.m. class every single day in college. But guess what? I choose to not go to some of them because I don't value them as high. It's not necessary. And you may say this, you're paying this for college and all that. But guess what? If I'm going there, I'm sleepy. I'm sleeping in class. What's the point of me waking up and get there? Why not I just sleep and wake up, have a full energetic body, and go learn something different or go catch up with the class? It's that simple. A lot of time you have to think differently. It's not about attending this, attending that, being on time and everything. It's all about finding the way for yourself. If you want to be different than everyone, you have to find your own strategy. You can't be the same with everyone on this earth. Which why procrastination really tied to this topic, because I've seen so many of my friends, including myself. Sometimes I procrastinate. Don't get me wrong. Procrastination, it feels great to do it. But what feels greater, I could tell you, is that what feels greater than procrastinating is when you don't feel like doing something, but you still end up doing it. It's like hitting the gym. I do not feel like hitting the gym today, but I still go there, hit on a bench, even though I'm a skinny guy, but I know what I want. I know my goal. I want to stay fit. I want to stay healthy. I eliminate that procrastination. I went to the gym, but it feels so much better afterward. I feel like, wow, I didn't even want to do this at first, but now I'm already gaining the weight, getting bigger as maybe it's slightly a bit, but I'm getting the result I see. I'm feeling rewarded. A lot of people, they don't feel rewarded when doing something is simply because they're just going over the process. They don't see no result at the end. They don't gain any value from it. And which why eventually lead to procrastination. With procrastination, it may be good in some time, but it leads to a lot of laziness that we don't see in ourselves. We will always find an excuse to do this, to do that, to stop ourselves from trying something, to giving the first try and start doing something, simply because we are procrastinating. I know there's so many people out there who want to procrastinate and want to eliminate this habit. It's nearly impossible to eliminate procrastination, but you can minimize it. When you try to minimize something, you could perform better than completely eliminating it. Because at the end of the day, your body still gets tired. You still need a break, right? You still need some like sleep at least. You might not need 8 hours of sleep, but you need some sleep at least. You need your body to function right. So procrastination isn't necessarily the worst thing to have, but you have to minimize it. You have to learn how to put procrastination away, how to throw away your excuse, how to block out the noise, how to work on yourself and stay focused with your vision. And when you start something, don't ever have too much of a high expectation. I've seen so many people fail and giving up on stuff because they have so much high expectation on something they want to do on their first try. When you do something on your first try, you always feel like you could just do it and jackpot and hit the goal on a first try. But guess what, my friend? Don't have too much high expectation. That's going to eventually lead you to falling and failing, which even worse. My personal story is when I first started trading on stock, I started investing. I really want to just hit a jackpot, how Nvidia or SMIC today. I want to get in the technology field. I knew what I wanted. I dumped all my money in the stock market. I dumped it on option, on margin. I was borrowing money. I was going beyond the level because I have too much high expectation on my investment level. I thought I have high risk intolerant, and I thought the move I was making was smart. It was a great decision, but turns out not, because I was taking it like gambling. I did not look at it with any research or any purposes. I was simply just looking at the chart. I believe it will go explode and boom, but I wasn't lucky enough to make it in time. Although Nvidia and everything is good right now on a high rise since to AI, but at the time, I think I had too much high expectation for myself where I just dumped all my money in the stock market option. If I simply did not make that move, my life will be so much better right now. I will be 10 years ahead of myself simply, I think. With all the money I had, I could have started up another business. I could have been maybe possibly invested in something that was more worth. And when high expectation, even in sport, you always look up the people that are the best, right? When you go in a sport or any even working industry, you always look up to people that are the best. But don't have too much high expectation when you first jump in. Don't expect yourself to be the first Michael Jordan when you started just playing basketball. That's not how things work. It takes time. It takes a lot of effort. There's a lot of moment when no one sees you, you're out there working. Those are the time that you need to put in the work that no one sees so you can shine in front of everyone. And high expectations sometimes really stop us from starting doing something. It's like having too much high expectation when you're starting, you're like here, but your expectation is here. You feel like your goal is just so far away, you just stop yourself from doing it. And guess what happened at the end? You end up not even giving it a shot, not even giving it first try. Simply, you have too much high expectation. You think the thing was too hard to achieve. And we have to learn to lower our ego and our expectation. If we lower our ego, we will have the heart to learn. I had my friend that fell into pyramid scheme, which because they were expecting too much. They wanted easy money. They thought they were learning something. They were saying they want to go learn something because what the resource they could provide. It's that simple. And the people makes it seem like they could just make money easily. But guess what, my friend? There's no easy money. Even the people in the pyramid scheme, they have to put in hard work. They have to put in hard work themselves to even find more people to make the pyramid build. Everything functions in this world by the amount of quality of work you put in. If you don't put in the work, you might not get the result you want. And when giving that first try and high expectation, there is so much example you could find in your real life. You could maybe just rethink about today, in today's world, in today's what happened in today. What happened to you today? What high expectation did you have yourself from stopping? So I had too much of a high expectation in the beginning of my career, thinking I could wake up 5 a.m. every single day to get to work on time and be hustling. And sometimes even beyond. But guess what? My body doesn't allow me to do it. I feel so tired. I have to take another nap during the day if I do so. But the high expectation sometimes stopped me from doing things I wanted to do. Because I think it's so hard to achieve, everyone's gonna laugh at me. Because it's gonna take so long to achieve that goal. Simply the expectation was too high for myself. So I learned to lower my ego, lower my expectation. I learned to learn stuff from people by simply not having too much expectation when going to meet the person. I talked to a lot of millionaires before. And when I go in, I wouldn't have too much expectation for them either. Because not everyone says could be correct. Not everyone says could fit you. You have to filter out what you need and what fits you. Because everyone become a millionaire in different way as well. There's people becoming millionaire by hitting a jackpot. There's people becoming a millionaire by investing in stock. People becoming a millionaire by simply starting a business. People become millionaire by doing a job. There's all sort of kind of way. And you don't have to go with the path they chose, but they're giving their expertise and their experience to you so you can learn from it. And when my friend is going out there looking for a job, I told him this. If you really want to learn something, you will go on your own, spending extra time to learn the stuff rather than someone forcing you to learn the stuff. And they all say that, oh, they were taught that what they could provide was good, what they learned was going to be good, what the resource they had was going to be good. But they never done any research on them all. They just show up there and thinking they could make money. But you have to notice. You have to do so much research and spend so much time on the stuff that no one sees to able to be successful and achieve what you want and gain the value you want out of it. If you don't put in the time to do your due diligence, how do you think an investment will function, right? You may get lucky one or a few times, but not going to happen all the time. So you have to do your due diligence if you really want to get into something. For example, if I was doing development, I have to do more than just marketing research. It's not simply thinking how I could build this for what, couple grand, couple few hundred grand. Okay, I rent it out, have a cash flow. It's not that simple. There's so much logic behind, psychology behind, marketing behind, finance behind, even way more beyond that I could even list. But I have to start doing it to simply I have to imagine how the project will work. How could I vision this development? That's the first step. I have to start doing it. I can't stop myself from doing it just because I think this development seemed impossible to make. But the greatest thing in the world are made because people start thinking outside the box. People never thought about going to the moon back in like what? If you go back to like during World War time, whatever, I don't know much about history, but in the beginning of human evolution, who would thought of that we could take a footstep on the moon, right? People did not have too much high expectation. No one expected us to go on the moon or go out of Earth. We didn't even discover anything like this. But guess what? People stop thinking about it. They start putting in action. They stop limiting themselves. They're thinking how we could send our rocket ship out there in the space. We could break the curse. We could simply go outside the Earth. We could go discover what's out there. Are there really aliens? No one's know. If we keep thinking every single day, it's just going to be in here. Our mind is battling every single day rather than taking any action. I have so many people come ask me, how do I start day trading? How do I learn this, learn that? If you want to learn how to day trade, start day trading yourself. That's the best way. And you learn throughout the process. You may fail, but you learn your risk management afterward. You learn your lesson. And when I say curse, there's so many curse, generational curse, personal curse, your mindset curse. There is so much, but you have to break the curse. You have to stop overthinking. You have to begin doing the stuff so that curse could actually break. If you're standing still, that's how you fall behind because the world is constantly moving forward. If you are not moving forward, you're sticking with the curse. You're sticking with your old belief. But guess what? That's when you know you're falling behind. Everyone is catching up to you and passing you. You don't want that to happen in your life. You don't want to be the guy that's just start to give up everything simply because you keep believing in this. You have to be able to adapt new stuff. You have to learn how to adapt new technology, new health system, new educational system. Back in the day, no one cared about college degree as much, but compared in today's world, you need that college degree to go out there and survive. It's more rare now. People just start a business or get a job without any college education, although it's still possible. But you have to break the curse. You have to learn. Myself, I'm a first-gen student. I was so close to dropping out of school simply because I did not believe in education, and no one in my family had been in college. Over generation, no one in our family had really go past beyond high school, or even some are just stop at middle school. But I knew I had to break the curse. I have to go figure out how college is. I got to come out here and look at the world. Doesn't mean I enjoy it 100%, but I want to come out here. I want to see the world. I want to see how it is. I want to break the curse. I don't want to be like how my family already is. A lot of time what your parents say to you is from their expertise and from their point of view. But you got to know their value is limited too. Their knowledge is limited too. So I don't mean listen to everything they say. Although they're your parent, I get that point. That's a different story. But you have to filter out what you need to hear and what you need to take when you need to go out there and provide the value for them. You have to consume and give back. You take and you give back. I want you to also work harder on yourself than you at your job. By Jim Rohn saying this, I think this really is a great quote to have in your mind. Keep that in your head. Work harder on yourself than you at your job. Simply doing this, you're doing more than just learning something. You're no longer working for someone else, you feel like. You feel like the business belongs to you because you're working on yourself. You're consuming what the business is providing the value for you. A lot of time, if you want to start a business, go get a job first. Go learn. Go learn the behind the scene. Go learn the process and everything. Don't just say you want to jump into business and you're thinking it's that simple. That's what I thought at first too, until I got a job and I start to break down the scene. I know how hard it is to function a team, to manage the team, to manage the payroll, to keep everyone with a positive attitude that want to work for you. It's not easy. So you have to work harder on yourself. You have to learn that self-development. You have to constantly be moving. Even if I were ever going to work at McDonald's, I would put on the 110+% rather than just 100% at work. I know it might not be a long-term lasting, but I could learn so much more if I really want to put my effort into it. McDonald's may seem like a simple bare minimum pay job, but guess what? You could turn that bare minimum pay job into like a high salary job. You may learn more than a person that is in a high salary job industry. Since you get to hand, you get end to end of a job. People will tell you, instruct you what to do. But some people, they're stuck at the phrase where they're just constantly repeating flipping burger, frying the fries. You have to learn more than that. You could learn the fundamental, how you function this. So when a customer order, how are the order made? What are the rotation? How are a team manager manage the team? There's so much more you can learn. Don't limit yourself. Don't overthink that just because it's a bare minimum wage job, you stop yourself from learning from it. It doesn't work like this. If you're a real entrepreneur, you have the real mindset, you want to get better, you want to learn something, you got to start overthinking, stop doing that, and start doing the stuff. Start becoming the different. My philosophy is simply here. Why be like everyone when you could be unique? Why not be different? Why not to be the best? Why not try to achieve something? Why do you want to simply live off a simple life that is already provided? Look, by the time right now, I'm 19, I don't need my parent to pay me anything. I give them my credit card. I pay stuff for them. When they go grocery, when they pay this, when they pay the bill, I try my best to provide as much fun for them as possible. Because I know with my knowledge and my value, I could generate more gross income rather than what they could simply generate from their 9 to 5 job. But they still need that income because I'm not in a sustainable to provide everything for them yet. But at least I start doing something. I start putting in the action. I stop asking money, getting money from them. Rather, I start giving them. I learn to appreciate how much they give me, how much opportunity they let me have. Although they were stopping me, but they wasn't forcing anything. They were still giving me to give it a shot because they knew what was important in me and how different I was built. Because I don't listen. I would not listen to them. It was that simple. I was like a guy that would talk back to them anytime. But secretly, I would want to help them out again. Because that's what they see on the first layer of me. But deep in my heart, I love them so much. I want to give everything to them if I can. So work harder on yourself. Develop yourself. Don't worry about the paycheck. Don't worry about the bare minimum wage. Don't worry about your job title. Nobody gonna care in like 10 or 15 years or so. But if you learn to how to self-develop from that moment, you get in that job. You gain so much value and expertise. You're gonna be on the next level. That's how you leverage yourself. Some people, they stop leveraging simply because they found a job that they feel like it was secure enough and they just stay there forever. No improvement, no self-development. And slowly they're gonna feel burned out because every day feel the same for them. That's why a 9 to 5 is danger. But we do need people in the society for it. And I don't mean 9 to 5 is bad. I wanted a 9 to 5 job if I could. That's really good security, but the amount of quality of life I want, that income would not able to help me achieve it. A lot of time we chase for the quality of life. That's why we go for more higher income. I could get a secure job. I would feel secure and everything, but that's not the quality of life I want. I want more freedom. I want what I really want. I want to go travel. I want to spend more time with my family. So I have to work twice as harder to achieve. I did not feel bad as a 16-year-old starting working at a job at Panera Bread and starting up a business at the same time. I was not afraid what people say. I was a dishwasher. Nobody looked up to me. I was working like making bare minimum wage. But guess what? I was learning so much from it. I was learning how the restaurant function, how the manager are managed, how stuff are done when closing, which I know a lot of you would hate working at a restaurant, doing the closing shift. But guess what? I took those negativity off. I turned it into a positive way. I look at this in a different point of view. I opened up my mind and my vision. My vision was clear. I know I needed some money to function my business. At the same time, I need to learn to gain the experience how to manage team. I'm out there learning different stuff. Some people come here just for the money. I come here for the experience and value. I don't value money as high as experience and value in my younger age. But later on, money might value higher because I need it for living. I need it for my lifestyle. That's what I need later on though. Make mistake. When you do a lot of stuff, don't be afraid to make mistake. I encourage you to make mistake. That's how we grow. That's how we learn. I mentioned so many times. People are overthinking because they don't want to make that mistake, make that mistake. They don't want to fail. They want the perfect moment. They want everything to work out the first try. They want everything to be excellent. They want to prove everyone wrong. But guess what? That's going to stop you from doing it because you feel like you're going to make a mistake. So you have to start doing it and make the mistake so you improve from it. It's like writing your first essay, like I said earlier. If you simply learn how to make the mistake, trust me, you wouldn't even feel as much pain than someone that regret of doing something. Regret hurt more than pain. Pain hurt for just a moment, but regret hurt forever. There's a lot of stuff I regret doing. There's a lot of stuff I feel pain for the moment. And I was glad that I was able to do it. I was glad that someone would push me to do it. It's that simple. You just have to make mistake. Elon Musk did not launch the first rocket and send it to the space right away. It took him so many trying different small detail stuff. He make a lot of mistake. He make mistake by hiring the wrong people. He probably make mistake by not managing the team right. He make mistake by probably spending a fund that where it's not supposed to spend. But he does make mistake. That's how you become successful. If you always chase perfection and don't go for any mistake and don't make any mistake, that's just going to be impossible for you to grow because you're probably doing something wrong and you think it's just right. And I want you to make mistake. I want you to fall. I want you to feel the pain. So next time when you do it, you don't want to hurt yourself again. That's why I tell you this. Risk while you're young. When you're hurt at younger age, it won't feel pain as much than you hurting later on in your life. It's that simple. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Let your parent talk to you. Tell them what you think. Be straight up and be straightforward. You don't gotta hide anything from them. If you make a mistake from them, just let them know. Tell them. Work out a solution with you guys. Above all, I just want you guys to stop overthinking and start making some moves today, right now, any minute, any time. We have a limited amount of time on earth, and you want to make the most out of it and live the life you want. If you want this life, you gotta have dream. You gotta stop overthinking. You gotta start doing the action. Start moving towards that direction. And trust me, one day you will make it. I can't say much here. I'm here rooting for you guys as always, and I hope the best out of you. Stop overthinking, start doing today.